Hi, I'm Toby. So, I've been doing this Shiny Professor Oak challenge on my channel for some time, but eventually I'm going to reach a point where I'm not going to be able to upload for a while. So, as a countermeasure, I decided to start another series, where I try to do solo runs in Pokemon Black to White 2 challenge mode with all the first stage Pokemons. By the way, as a disclaimer, this doesn't include Pokemon that in later generations got an evolution, like Standler or Farfetch. So, for this part I tried to answer the question, can I beat Pokemon White 2 challenge mode with only Snivy? The rules for the challenge are simple. I can only use Snivy for combat. I'll have other Pokemons for HMs, but I won't be allowed to use them for battle, except for special occasions. I'll get into that when the time comes. No items during battle, however hell items are okay. And finally, evasion moves, /items, /abilities, focus band, and the moves return and hidden power are banned. The last rule is more of a personal preference. I decided to restart the game until I got an attacking boost in nature. But yeah, I got a shiny Snivy and no way I'm going to reset for another one. Luckily it has a neutral nature. I decided to name him King Louis, after the inspiration that the Snivy line has for French royalty. It also has the ability Overgrow, which boosts grass type moves at a third of HP or lower. After that, the two rival fights were no problem. On the way though, Snivy learns Growth to boost attack and special attack. So, after equipping an Oranberry, I tried the Cheren fight. He sends first his Patrat, and we both set up twice, him with World Cap and Snivy with Growth. I then use Vine Whip while he sets up again. Another Vine Whip KOs the Patrat. He then sends his Ace Lillipup, and I set up again twice while I only get hit once. I counter-attack with a Vine Whip that leaves him in Oranberry range, but the damage is enough so that another one can KO him the next turn. Snivy levels up to level 16 and learns Leaf Tornado, which with a growth boost is enough to defeat Cheren's last Pokemon, Pidove. Now that I defeated Cheren, I get access to two new items. Citrus Berries, which I can get from Wild Audino and heals a third of the HP, and the Silk Scarf in the Beerbank Complex to boost normal type moves by 20%. I wanted to try my luck at Rotsy immediately since I defeated the gym trainers with relative ease, but at level 18 that was not possible. The Coughing does 2/3 with Venoshock and I still had to beat two other Pokemon. I don't even bother to try until level 25 where Snivy learns Slam, an inaccurate normal move but with 80 base power. I equip the Silk Scarf and try again. Rotsy first sends her Coughing. I need to set up a Growth to one-shot the Coughing, but she only hits me with Assurance, so the next turn I can OHKO with Slam. Primarily is next, but it's also a one-shot. She sends her Ace Whirlwind, and she sometimes chooses Protect. So, I take the chance to set up another Growth so that the next Slam can OHKO and get me the win. After enjoying one of the most underrated features in the Pokemon games, getting the HM for Cut and defeating some Grunts, I make my way to Casilla City to defeat more Grunts and getting a few more entries for the Pokédex to get the most important item for the run, the Eviolite, an item that boosts both defenses by 50% for a Pokemon that can still evolve. I also learned the way Leaf Blade, a 90 base power grass type move. After equipping the Eviolite to Snivy, I'm ready for birth. He first sends his Dwebble, and I need to set up 5 Growths, yes 5, while at the same time getting enough damage to get into Overgrow range. This lets me 2-shot the Dwebble after Sooty with Leaf Blade, 1-shot the Carablast with another Leaf Blade, 1-shot the Libani with Slam, and 1-shot the Shelmet with Leaf Blade. This may have seemed overkill, but Grass Whistle and Aerial Ace from Libani can really screw you over. Making my way to Nimbasa City, I have the battle with Colress. It wasn't that hard, as I can just 2-shot both his Magnemite and Blink. However, what's important is that Snivy levels up to level 31 and tries to learn the move Coil, a setup move that boosts attack, defense, and accuracy. I obviously replace Growth. We reach Nimbasa City, and after a little leveling up, I challenge Alisa. First is Emolga. Snivy sets up 2 coils while tanking Aerial Aces. After that, I use Giga Drain to do some chip damage and receiving another Aerial Ace. I then use Leaf Blade. However, if I activate the static, it's an automatic reset. Luckily, it doesn't happen and Emolga goes down. Joltik is another one-shot with Leaf Blade, and for Zebstrika, I started using Giga Drain to recover HP, thinking she had another Emolga. not realizing that it also has Flame Charge, which could have ended Snivy. But thankfully it didn't happen, so following a couple of Giga Drains, it faints. Last is Fluffy, but Leaf Blade is a one-shot too. Now, after defeating some Plasma Grunts, on the way to the 5th gym, you have to battle one of the most difficult trainers, Heartbreaker Charles. A mandatory triple battle. For this, I catch a Patrat and an Azurill, for HMUs later. Charles sends Sirtuga, Sigilyph, and Archen, while I send Patrat, Snivy, and Azurill. Azurill gets immediately KO'd by an Aqua Jet from Tirtuga, Snivy KOs Archen with a Leaf Blade, and Patrat goes down from an Air Cutter from Sigilyph. Next turn, Snivy KOs Tirtuga with Giga Drain to get back to full health, and receives another Air Cutter from Sigilyph. A Slam does a bit under half, and an Air Cutter now leaves me in the red. However, thanks to this, Overgrow gets activated, making Leaf Blade able to KO the Sigilyph. It may have seemed easy, and it was, but I know that it'll get difficult for future runs. Clay fight. First is Krokorok, and he gets OHKO'd by Leaf Blade. Next is Onix. We both set up, Snivy with Coil and Onix with Rock Polish. He Rock Slides doing a bit of damage, and Giga Drain activates Sturdy. Clay Hyper Potions and another Giga Drain repeats the activation of Sturdy. Onix then explodes, bringing Snivy down to 2/3 of HP. Clay sends Sand Slash and receives a lot of damage from Giga Drain, but doesn't faint and uses Bulldoze to lower my speed. Another Giga Drain KOs him. Last Pokemon is Excadrill, and this battle was insane. First, he uses Metal Claw doing a third, and I use Leaf Blade doing a bit under half. He then uses Rock Slide, flinching Snivy. Metal Claw brings me to the red, but a Giga Drain recovers some HP and activates Excadrill Citrus Berry. He then misses Metal Claw, but Leaf Blade leaves him on 1 HP. Rock Slide then flinches me and leaves me on the red again. I thought it was a loss, but Excadrill misses Metal Claw, and a final Leaf Blade gets me the win. Nothing much happens at the BWT, except that I missed 3 consecutive slams against the rival and somehow won. But besides that, Terran and Colress were no problem, so was the Plasma Grunts and Chargestone Cave. However, this is where Snivy gets stopped. He's level 47 against fully evolved level 40, and I can't even beat Skyla's first Pokemon. And there's 3 other Pokemon, including a Skarmory, so I have to grind. I try again at level 50, again past the Zubat with a lucky crit. However, she then sends her Skarmory and yeah, I have to grind a lot more. I try again at level 55 and I can now defeat Zubat easily, but Snivy is still not strong enough. At level 60, things change. First, I use Slam against the Zubat to get it to yellow while an Acrobatics doesn't even do half. After that, I use Giga Drain to get some health back and KO the Zubat. Next is the Skarmory, and we both set up twice, her with Agility and Snivy with Coil. Skarmory then uses Aerial Ace doing almost nothing, when I get a lucky crit with Leaf Blade activating her Citrus Berry. After that, 2 more Leaf Blades do the job, but not before getting into the red. The Ace one is next, and I first use Giga Drain to get a bit of health back, but she uses Air Slash, which is special, so it leaves me again in the red, and another Giga Drain at least leaves me in the yellow. Sigilyph is her last Pokemon, but with the Coil Boost, a single Slam is enough to do the job. After finally getting the 6th patch, I can go to Lentimas Town, where the Blue Shard Move Tutor can teach Snivy some new moves. So I replace Slam with Iron Tail and Giga Drain with Aqua Tail, both adding great coverage and damage. Rival time. He sends his Pheasant first. I forgot to set up, so I was just spamming Iron Tail hoping to hit, and it eventually works, KOing him. Next is Emboar, and I was kinda worried since I knew it was bulky, but a single Aqua Tail was enough to make him faint. Finally Simipour, but a Leaf Blade was a one-shot. There's also a double battle against Cinsoline and a Plasma Grunt with Hugh, but it was no problem. Drayden fight. He sends his Droligon first. Now, for me to win, I need to set up 4 coils, so that I can do enough damage to all of Drayden Pokemon and raise my accuracy. All of this while tanking hits from Droligon. Luckily, thanks to Eviolite and defense boosts, I can do this without even getting into the red. With this, I can one-shot Droligon with Iron Tail, the Altaria, and Hatsurus. As for the Flygon, it was also a one-shot but with Leaf Blade. Cinsoline attacks again, but honestly the grunts on the way there were a lot harder than him. Snivy can just one-shot everything on his team after a coil. Afterwards is the fight against Marlon, the Water Gym leader. But honestly, what did you expect? I used coil just to make sure I could OHKO everything, but it probably wasn't needed. Final gym down. Sinsulin Double Battle. I first one-shot the Cryogonal with Iron Tail, while Hugh one-shots the Lifeheart with Flamethrower. They send Cryogonal and Watchog next. Snivy one-shots the second Cryogonal and Hugh misses a head smash, so the Watchog can use Hyper Fang against me. Sinsulin sends Weavile, which outspeeds with priority Ice Shard, doing a lot of damage while I set up a coil, and Ember one-shots the Weavile. Then, Watchog uses Slam on Ember, leaving him low. Hugh heals, and Snivy makes the Watchog faint. Scolipede is sent, but gets OHKO'd with Iron Tail. There's another fight with Sinsulin, but it goes the same way as the previous single battle. So, moving on. Colress, on the other hand, is another story. He starts with an Eviolite Magneton, which always uses Thunder Wave on turn 1 and does a ton of damage afterwards. I tried many strats: Eviolite, Cherry Berry, Overgrow Range, Pre-Poison, and nothing worked. So, I leveled up a bit. I try again at 77, but the problem is that I don't deal enough damage, and even if I did, it has Sturdy. Oh, and it also has a Magneton with Sturdy and Thunder Wave, so no matter what I do, I'm going to get paralyzed. In my first attempt, I only got to Cling Clang, thanks to 2 critical hits, only to then be easily defeated with a Giga Impact. I'm starting to think that this is the point where many runs are going to end. And to add salt to injury, the TM for Taunt is after defeating Team Plasma. For these reasons, I decided that leveling up wasn't going to be cutting it anymore, so I went to my last resort, the Battle Subway. There, if I do a multi-battle with Snivy and a useless Pokemon like Splash Azurill and let my partner carry me, I can get enough BP to get a Cell Battery, an item that boosts my attack if I'm hit by an electric move, and Safeguard, a move that blocks all status moves. Some may see this as cheating, but I see it in the same light as triple battles, where I have to use useless Pokemon so that I can get through. Well, that and the fact that I'm a bit desperate. Unfortunately, the Cell Battery plan was discarded immediately, as I realized that it only works with attacking moves and not status. So, Eviolite it is. It took a lot of tries, but after some time, I got this wrong. So first is Magneton. Snivy uses Safeguard to protect against the Thunder Wave, and next turn sets up with Coil while tanking a Flash Cannon that can lower his special defense. It doesn't happen, so after 2 Aqua Tails and another Flash Cannon, Magneton goes down. Magnezone is next. I use Aqua Tail while it uses Flash Cannon. Now I'm in the red, which means Overgrow, but I still use Aqua Tail. I'll explain later. He goes down and next is Cling Clang. I use Leaf Blade that can crit and OHKO. This works because the more turns I go without getting one, the higher the chance. After that is Metang. I use Leaf Blade but it's not enough. However, for some reason, it uses Agility, and because I'm still faster, I can defeat him. Finally is BHM, and I don't know if I can OHKO. Luckily, I can. So finally, Colress is defeated. There was a fight against the Shadow Dragon, but it isn't even worth mentioning. After that, I had the fight against Durant White. I first set up a coil, and he uses Slash, doing almost no damage. Next, I use a Leaf Blade doing like a third, and he uses Fusion Flare, leaving Snivy in the red. A great Leaf Blade ends him. Getsis is obviously mad, so he battles me next. He first sends his Cofagrigus, and I set up a Safeguard to block the incoming Toxic. I then set up 2 coils while tanking 2 Shadow Balls. However, the last one drops my special defense. One Leaf Blade is then enough to OHKO. The same goes for Seismitoad and Electros. Drapion takes 3 Aqua Tails after a full restore, and Toxicrow gets one-shot by Aqua Tail after receiving some cheap damage from Sucker Punch. Last is Hydreigon, and the Leaf Blade does a bit over half as he counters with a Dragon Rush, leaving me with just 1 HP. So the next turn I can defeat the Hydreigon, giving me the win. After the Getsis fight is the way through Victory Road and the rival fight. But before that, there's an unexpected obstacle. Ace Trainer Webster. He has a Durant and a Ferrothor, both very hard opponents for Snivy. But after a lot of tries and a bit of leveling up, I can get past him. Also during my tries, I replace Safeguard with Iron Tail again. Rival fight. He first sends his Unpheasant. I set up a coil and he uses Swagger, raising Snivy attack even further, but making him confused. I hit through the confusion with Iron Tail, one-shotting the Unpheasant. Buffalan is next, and I hit myself due to confusion and tank a Megahorn that leaves me close to a 3rd in health. A Leaf Blade luckily hits through the confusion, KOing the Buffland. An Aqua Tail is a one-shot to Ember, and a Leaf Blade is another one-shot to Simipour. Currently, Snivy is level 85. I tried a quick run on each member of the Elite 4 and I could only beat Caitlyn, and maybe I could beat some of the others. However, I think I need to level up a bit more before trying for real. I came back at level 90. First, I decided for Chantal. The only thing I need for this battle is to not get burned. She sends Fabregas. I have to set up 2 coils. While this happens, Snivy gets hit by 2 Shadow Balls, leaving him at half HP. After that, a single Leaf Blade is enough to get the KO. Chandelure is sent out next, and an Aqua Tail is also a one-shot. Drifloon is then another one-shot with Iron Tail. Manette does a little cheap damage with Sucker Punch, but goes down to a Leaf Blade. And lastly is Galure, who also goes down to a Leaf Blade. 1 out of 4. Caitlyn next. First, she sends Musharna. I set up a coil and she immediately puts me to sleep. The first sleeping turn, she does a decent amount of damage with Dream Eater. Next one, I wake up and set up another coil, while she wastes hers on another Dream Eater. A Leaf Blade is enough for the KO. Sigilyph also goes down to an Iron Tail. For Rio Nicholas, I decide to take the chance and set up another coil, while she leaves me with a bit over a third in health. He goes down the next turn to a Leaf Blade. Metagross wasn't supposed to be a one-shot, but the Lucky Crate Leaf Blade does the job. And Gothitelle also goes down to a Leaf Blade. 2 out of 2. Now it's Grimsley's turn. Liepard comes and uses a normal gem boosted Fake Out, doing a bit of damage. Then he goes for Aerial Ace while I set up a coil. It uses Attract and I set up another coil. I'm immobilized by the attraction, so Grimsley takes the chance to hit another Aerial Ace. Finally, after getting hit by an Ice Slash and countering with a Leaf Blade, Liepard goes down. Thanks to the attack boost from Coil, I can now one-shot the Scrafty, the Absol, the Bisharp, and even with the Intimidate, the Crocodile. Only one left. Last member of the Elite 4 is Marshall. He first ends his throw. I set up twice with Coil and only get hit once by Rock Tomb, lowering my speed. Leaf Blade then Okos. Mienshao comes out and uses Pounce, making my Leaf Blade miss. However, he also misses and a Leaf Blade one-shots him. Conkeldurr is also a one-shot with Leaf Blade and Lucario with Aqua Tail. Sock comes out and a Leaf Blade is not enough to get the KO, since he had Sturdy, but he only uses Payback, so after a couple of Leaf Blades and a bit of healing, he goes down. Finally, the champion Iris. She first sends her High Dragon. I set up 2 coils while I get hit once by Fire Blast, leaving Snivy with a bit over a third of HP. An Iron Tail then gets the KO. Lapras is also an OHKO with Leaf Blade. For Hatsarus, I first use an Iron Tail, leaving it with close to 1 HP while she sets up a Dragon Dance. She heals, and another Iron Tail activates the Focus Sash. I was thinking of restarting since she now outspeeds, but she throws and goes for another Dragon Dance, giving me the chance to get the KO with Iron Tail. From then on, everything else is a one-shot. Dratican with Iron Tail, Agro with Aqua Tail, and Archeops with Leaf Blade. And with that, I get to the Hall of Fame and become the champion, ending the run. Well, that was a wild first run. At least Snivy didn't have to get to level 100, so that gives him extra points. Now I have a better idea of what's to come for the next runs. I now know that setup moves are really necessary, speed advantage is crucial, Eviolite is my best friend, and Colress is going to end many of the runs. As for next time, I'll be trying with Tepig. He doesn't have any setup moves, but he has a lot of powerful recoil moves, so it's going to be interesting. I can't say when it's going to come out, so just be patient with me. If you want to see more of my content, you can check the Shiny Professor Oak Challenge playlist that's on screen. Anyways, that's all I have for now. See ya!